We're back for our 5 best bets for the NFL's week number 6 with just money lines and spreads. Later today at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll have our 5 best player props for week number 6. But for now, again, just money lines and spreads. And folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more weekly NFL best bets and predictions here on the channel. Earlier in the week, we posted our full week 6 predictions. I talked about every single game here in week number 6. So go make sure to check that out. That'll be linked in the description down below. Also, we have our daily MLB best bets here on the channel as well. Make sure to join us for that daily. NBA best bets are coming up in just a few weeks, or I guess in about a week now, the NBA returns, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. Okay, on to the first now of our 5 best bets for week number 6, kicking things off with -2.5 for the Dallas Cowboys. I feel like the Cowboys are still underrated. Is that a crazy I don't think that's a crazy take, right? I mean, I don't know why the Cowboys don't get the respect they actually deserve. It doesn't make sense to me. They did only win by 3 points last week. They won by 15. The Panthers won by 3 points against the Dolphins. But they only won by 15 is what I'm getting to against the lowly New York Jets, and I expect the Broncos to blow out the Jets, even though it's in London. But it is what it is. They beat the Giants by 3. They tied the Packers. Guys, I don't know how many offenses and bad offenses that can keep up with this offense in the Dallas Cowboys. Their losses, okay, Bears on the road, it is what it is. Well, they went to New York and they proved, okay, they can win on the road. All right, if there was a question about, how they are in Dallas compared to on the road, well, they showed up last week and they beat the Jets. Are the Jets bottom of the barrel in the National Football League? Yes, they are. Okay, I will say that. The Jets are very bad. However, Cowboys go in there and take care of business. We had -2.5 last week for the Cowboys, and it cashed. I got to do it again. Guys, the Panthers offense will not be able to keep up. That's the simplest way I can put things. And yes, Carolina is a 2-0 team at home this season. I understand that. On the road this year, they've gone to Jacksonville, they lost. They went to Arizona and lost. And they went to Foxborough and lost to the Patriots. So their only wins this year are a 30-0 victory over the Atlanta Falcons and a 27-24 victory over the Miami Dolphins. Dallas scores almost every single time they touch the ball. And you want to talk about most valuable player candidates, one of them is Dakota Prescott. Undoubtedly. Guys, Dak Prescott's playing phenomenal football this season. Last week against the Cowboys, 240 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, his team's playing fairly well. And how about Javonte Williams, who's turned into a premier back? He's turned into a number 1 back, at least, in the sport, right? If there was ever a doubt if he was really a number 1 anymore, obviously after his very mid-year last year in Denver with the Broncos, no. Javonte Williams is still very good at a big 66-yard run last week against the Jets. I fully believe in the Cowboys here, and I believe in their offense. Now, yes, is their defense still very bad? It is. It is a bad defense. We've seen it again time in and time out. We saw, the Giants score every single time they touch the football, and that was still the Russell Wilson-led New York Giants. We saw the Green Bay Packers really find a lot of success against the Cowboys, and that's fine. Can the Panthers really take advantage of that's the question? I don't think so, right? Carolina wins last week against the Miami Dolphins. An electric game with Eric Collins, obviously, on commentary, obviously the Charlotte Hornets announcer. But that's a game where Miami's up 17-0. We're feeling pretty good at that point in the game, and all of a sudden the Panthers just continue to score and score and score. Carolina scores 20 consecutive points on the Miami Dolphins just for Miami and Tua Tagovailoa to, throw a ball over the top to Jalen Waddle, 46 yards. And then Bryce Young led the Panthers down the field to win the football game. That's awesome, guys. I don't think the Bryce Young heroics are going to continue yet again. I just don't think so. Yes, the game's at home for Carolina. Dallas has to go to them, and it's the second consecutive home game for the Panthers, while it is also the second consecutive road game for America's team, if they still go by that. But I believe a lot in what the Cowboys can do, right? I think in that offense is just really good, and that's, again, you have to give a lot of credit to Dak Prescott, man. No CeeDee Lamb, no problem. No problem, man. George Pickens, last week only 2 catches. One was a 43-yard touchdown, but, getting everyone involved, I think what Jake Ferguson has done in 2025 is actually phenomenal. I mean, for a guy that Cowboys fans used to go after and call him overrated and overpaid, Jake Ferguson has been arguably, can you call him the best tight end in the NFL right now? I mean, seriously, I don't think he's number 1, obviously, and there obviously are better talent-wise guys, but for what he's done so far this year, there's not many better tight ends than Jake Ferguson, legitimately. Now, again, am I going to call him the best tight end in the sport? No. Obviously, he's not the most skilled tight end in the sport, even though he's very skilled. But man, what Jake Ferguson has done recently, I mean, he is getting targets upon targets on a weekly basis. It seems like his floor now is 7 targets a game, which is insane, honestly. He's a major part of this offense, and he's, Dak, that's one of Dak's main guys right now, again, with CD out. So, again, Prescott's been forced to get the ball to guys like Jake Ferguson, George Pickens, and, others. And still, Prescott's found ways to get it done. And again, a lot of this credit for the Dallas offense has to go to Javonte Williams and the way he's been running the football this season. So I like Dallas quite a bit in this spot. Carolina, for me, I know they're undefeated at home this year, but if Miami, could have just scored a little bit in the second half, they would have won that game. And they didn't, obviously. They let the foot off the gas. You stop using Darren Waller in the second half because you're trying to still build him up, but you don't play all that well without your starting tight end in the game. So that was a coaching mishap by Miami. And again, the Dolphins are not the team the Dallas Cowboys are. I know Dallas can continue to score for the entire game. And also, Rico Dowdle in his 206 yards last week. No Chuba Hubbard again this week for the Panthers. It would be just Dowdle in the backfield. Expect him to have a good day, but is he going to have a day like he did last week and a 206-yard day? That's what the Panthers needed out of him to beat the Dolphins? I don't think so. I'm going to be going with the Dallas Cowboys to win on the road in Carolina and cover the 2.5 points as well. I do believe a lot in Prescott, and a lot of with what? That's great English. I believe in Prescott and the Cowboys offense is what I'm getting to. There we go. English is tough sometimes. On to our second best bet of the video. I'm not wearing the jersey for nothing. Jacksonville Jaguars money line against the Seattle Seahawks. Here we go. Guys, I said it when we made our predictions earlier in the week, and I will say it again. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win double-digit games and go to the postseason. And sure, a product of that is their schedule, and very easy schedule for the rest of the year, other than the fact they have the Rams next week. But I don't know, Rams in London, can the Jags beat the Rams? They probably can. Again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, and obviously I'll feel much better about the Jaguars beating the Rams if they can beat the Seahawks this week. But that's exactly where I'm going. Seattle's got to go to Jacksonville. And, is travel that big of a factor in the National Football League? Kind of, but not really at the same time. I completely, looked at that narrative at least last week between Tampa and Seattle and said, okay, well, the Bucs are going cross country. It again, is the longest flight you can make, Florida all the way up to the Pacific Northwest to Seattle. And I basically said, I don't really care about it. And honestly, about this Seahawks game, I don't really care that much about it either. What I'm looking at between the Jaguars and the Seahawks is just, I believe the Jaguars are the better football team. The Jags have finally put it all together. And guys, that's the type of game Trevor Lawrence needed. It 100% was. That is the type of game Trevor Lawrence needed to actually find some confidence. And not like he wasn't confident before, but now I can fully buy into the Jaguars. I can fully buy in. I was bought in last week when I told you they were not just going to, cover against the Chiefs. They were going to outright beat the Chiefs. I know the best bet was Jaguars plus 3.5, but on top of that, I did have the Jags money line for the predictions. I can fully buy in now, and now we feel confident enough in just taking money lines on this team. Oh, by the way, Seattle's missing 3 of their best corners. Ooh. Against a Jaguars team that is now putting it all together. How about Trevor Lawrence? I'm telling you, that game-winning play for Trevor Lawrence, people have wrote him off. They've said, oh, Lawrence is kind of a bust. He's not who we thought he was out of college. Just look what happens when you give a guy time. Look at Daniel Jones, right? Daniel Jones is finally now figuring it out. Look at Baker Mayfield, who I think is going to win the Most Valuable Player award this year. It just takes time in the National Football League. It just does. And Trevor Lawrence has played well so far in his last couple games this season. And obviously the Chiefs game is a culmination of his play so far in 2025. Trevor Lawrence again with the game-winning run, game-winning rushing touchdown. And how about Travis Hunter? Man? This guy, he's locking down Travis Kelce on one side of the football, and he's going up and catching jump balls on the other side. What Travis Hunter is doing is remarkable. It's unheard of, and it's something that guys will try to do. You're going to see more and more players try to attempt what Travis Hunter is doing, but I don't think anybody's going to do it like this guy. I just don't think so. Guys, last week, Travis Hunter is playing phenomenal defense, and he also 3 catches for 64 yards. Just get ready when his role expands even more, when he continues to adjust and gets used to NFL football. I think, again, people doubted the Jags move to go up and trade for Travis Hunter. They call him overrated. I don't think you can call him overrated anymore. And if there wasn't a bogus pass interference call on Travis Hunter in week number 2 in Cincinnati against the Bengals, the Jaguars would be 5-0. Give me them to beat the Seahawks. Guys, Seattle's defense is down a bunch of guys. Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. I mean, look what he did last week against the Buccaneers, a team that, let's say it, does not have a better defense than the Jaguars, at least secondary-wise. Hell no. Sure, defensive, from a defensive front standpoint, and obviously their defensive line, just all-around run-stopping ability, yes, okay, I'd rather have the Bucs front line than Jacksonville's, but in terms of what the Seahawks want to do, and that's throw the football, I'm going to take the Jacksonville secondary. I'm going to. I mean, they gave Mahomes some problems, and honestly, their run D is not that bad either. Guys, Jacksonville just has a really good defense, and the offense is continuing to find itself. They're continuing to play better football. I don't think the Seahawks outscore them. I don't think they go to Jacksonville and outplay this team. And again, with the Seahawks being down a bunch of guys in the secondary, that only continues to, lead me towards Jacksonville money line here. Absolutely. This team's lost one game this season, and it was because Jake Browning put together a miracle run down the field. I mean, look how great Browning has been. Joe Flacco is the new starting quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, the dude's inevitable. It's crazy. Join us later in the day for our best player props for more on Joe Flacco. If you don't, Joe Flacco is elite. If you don't think he's great, then you're wacko. But anyways, if it's not for a bogus call and a Cinderella Jake Browning drive at the end of the football game in week number 2, the Jacksonville Jaguars are a 5-0 football team. They will go to 5-1 after a victory against the Seattle Seahawks. Their best start since, 23 were they 5-1? They were 5-2 that year. Were they even 5-1 that year in 18 with, was it 19 with, 17 with Bortles? Nope. I mean, you might have to go back to 1999 since they've had a better start. I might be missing one, but I legitimately don't think the Jaguars have started, again, this is off the top of my head, I don't think they've started 5-1 since 1999. I don't think they have. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I know they went 14-2 in 99 and only lost to the Titans twice in the regular season and once again in the postseason that year. Obviously, the Titans went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Rams. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, the Jaguars have not started 5-1 since 1999. I think they do it this week. So it hasn't been since Tom Coughlin where they've been 5-1. They will do it, and they will beat the Seattle Seahawks. I like what the offense is able to do, and I think the Jags defense shuts down Sam Darnold. Give me Jags money line -105 at home. Next up, we go on to our third best bet of the video, from one Florida team to another. There are 3 games in the state of Florida on Sunday. We're not messing with the Dolphins. We're not. For as much as I would like to go Chargers -3.5, I'm going to stay away considering the way that team has played in the last couple weeks. Let's go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is out of order, I guess. Whatever. We have another game in the afternoon slate. I guess it's earlier than this. It is what it is. We'll do the Bucs first. Tampa Bay Buccaneers spread -2.5. I'm going to buy, -3. I'm going to buy a half a point here. Currently the line's sitting at 3.5. I'm going to buy a half a point just to get it at 3. So if they win by a field goal, we're not totally out of luck. So -130 here for -3 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Love the play, man. I get it. The Buccaneers are very injured. You know who's actually more injured? Yeah, the San Francisco 49ers. Both these teams are very hurt, right? Bucks, no Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans, no Bucky Irving. Niners, no Juwan Jennings, I'm pretty sure. He's still questionable, but no Ricky Pearsall, no Brock Purdy. And I guess so Jennings is a game time decision. Regardless, I guess no Nick Bosa, you can say too. I kind of rather Brock Purdy start just because I think Mac Jones right now is playing better than Brock Purdy. But again, that's a story for another day. It's not like Mac Jones is 100% healthy. He's not close to that. I mean, Mac Jones is hurt. He's got a bunch of injuries. It's the knee that's bothering him right now. I mean, technically, I think it was either Rappaport or Schefter that tweeted yesterday, the only technically healthy quarterback on the San Francisco 49ers roster right now is the former K-State product in Adrian Martinez. Don't forget, again, my guy from IU, Curtis Rourke, out for the season with a torn MCL. There are so many injuries with the San Francisco 49ers offense. And yes, did they just go on the road and beat the Rams? Oh, they did. Look at what the Buccaneers are doing. And look at what Baker Mayfield, who should be the most valuable player in the National Football League, is doing. 4-1 with 4 game-winning drives. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what he's doing. I mean, I don't know, guys. There's not many pure better talents in the sport right now than Baker. The throws Baker's making on the run right now. I mean, what this guy's doing, I like how Baker now third in the MVP race in terms of FanDuel. All right, third in the odds. Now, we can all say Baker's number one, obviously, but FanDuel's got right now Josh Allen 1, Patrick Mahomes 2, Baker Mayfield 3, Jared Goff 4, Matthew Stafford 5. How is Prescott not higher, but it's okay. I guess because of his team's record, which makes you think, why is Patrick Mahomes plus 470 to win the MVP? That doesn't make sense to me. How does Patrick Mahomes have better odds than Mayfield, Goff, and Prescott? Whatever. It probably will go to Josh Allen, but I don't know. I have a very good feeling, guys. Plus 700 right now is tremendous value for Baker Mayfield, especially what he's doing right now with guys injured. Last week, guys, Baker Mayfield goes to Seattle and wins that game without Mike Evans and without Bucky Irving. He's been without Mike Evans since week number 2. Week number 3. Early week number 3. Evans probably comes back next week on Monday Night Football in Detroit, and my goodness, what a football game that will be, right? 2 MVP candidates in Baker and Goff. Potentially, I believe the 2 best teams in the NFC, maybe the 2 best teams in football, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions. That is one hell of a football game next week on Monday night. I cannot wait. But Tampa's going to be going into that game off victory. 100% they will be. And we'll get to the Lions in a second. But they're gonna beat the Niners. They will. I don't like an injured 49ers team going into Tampa Bay. And Tampa's injured too, sure. Tampa's shown they can still win with the injuries. And I guess you can say the same thing about the 49ers, but Tampa, man. I mean, this team, the Niners' victories, for as good as they are, like early in the year when they won by 4 points against the Seahawks. Pinheiro, it's the game-winning kick against the Arizona Cardinals. They do lose to the Jaguars. The one game Purdy plays, by the way. Mac Jones is 3-0 this year. But a lot of them are low-scoring games, man. They're low-scoring affairs. Tampa doesn't play low-scoring games. And yes, does their defense leave a lot to be desired? 100%. I don't love the defense at all. I've never loved Todd Bowles' defenses. I mean, well, here's the thing about that. When they work and when Tampa's winning games, all the credit goes to Todd Bowles because of how great his defense is, because they send pressure all the time. They got a great run D, but nobody can throw on them. There are times, though, man, where the Todd Bowles defense and the defensive philosophy, it pisses me off so much. It just does. Anyways, though, it's not like the Niners have been able to run the ball anyways this season. Mac Jones is going to throw for 300 plus this game. Baker Mayfield's going to throw for 300 plus. This will be a shootout. What team, though, is more equipped to win the shootout? Niners or Bucks? Look at the final scores and look just the point totals both these teams have scored this season. Tampa's scoring 30 points every single week. The Niners are struggling to cross 20. So, yeah. I'm taking Tampa Bay. I'm taking Baker Mayfield. No Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans, no Bucky Irving, no problem. Let me introduce you to a guy who actually should be in the MVP race in his own right, Emeka Egbuka. Legitimately, Emeka should be in the MVP race. Again, they're not going to get, if Cooper Kupp couldn't win the MVP, and no receiver's ever winning it. But Emeka Egbuka, 445 yards, 5 touchdowns, and he's doing it again because Godwin and Evans, well, Godwin's kind of been hurt. Godwin's now out this week. But I mean, no Evans. Okay, here comes Emeka. So no Godwin, no Evans, no Irving. Let me introduce you into Emeka Egbuka, Sterling Shepard, and Rachaad White. Baker Mayfield might throw for 400 yards this week, and the Buccaneers will beat up on the 49ers, -3 for Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay. I'm telling you, maybe the best team in football right now. Maybe. There's a team later on in the video that might be better. But first, it's not them. Unfortunately, it's not the Tennessee Titans that are the team that's the team that's better than the Buccaneers. They're not. But I'll tell you this, the Raiders are not 5 points better than the Tennessee Titans. Oh, hell no. They're not 5 points better than this team. Now, the last time the Tennessee Titans made an appearance in the best bets, it did not go well for us. We had 6.5 points, or 5.5 or 6. I think it was 6. We had 6.5, I believe. It might have been 5.5 on them going to Houston 2 weeks ago and covering against the Houston Texans, who I don't think they are very good either, but it's okay. Tennessee, guys, newfound confidence. They get a win. Cam Ward, after saying, we've lost a quarter of our effing games. How about that? That's a win brought to you by Amari DiMercado. A 22-21 victory for the Tennessee Titans on the road in Glendale, Arizona against the Arizona Cardinals. My goodness, are the Cardinals an embarrassment? I think Indiana Jones is going to destroy them this week. But what an effort out of the Titans, man. I mean, even on a play where Cam Ward throws an interception, ball comes out, Tyler Lockett jumps on it and gets in the end zone. Joey Sly, obviously, after a brutal start to the game, and buddy, we're going to need you this week in a controlled environment. Couldn't kick in a controlled environment last week in Glendale. You get another controlled environment this week in Vegas. Figure it out, pal. Joey Sly, we need you, pal. Like, we need you, buddy. Joey Sly. Like, if you can hear it, he's not watching. Joey Sly, please. Guys, this is not as much about the Titans as it is the Raiders, though. I like Tennessee because I know they're going to fight, and they have been fighting recently. I mean, for as bad of a loss that they took against a divisional opponent in Houston, Texas, against the Texans, they come back the next week and they're down 21-6 against the Arizona Cardinals. You think the game's over? No, they're down 21-3, excuse me. They put up 18 consecutive points to win the football game. That's a team that's not giving up. Cam Warren with a rookie quarterback on a team that's 0-4, staring down the barrel of 0-5. They score 18 straight points to win the game. I have to commend that effort. I have to applaud that effort. So great on the Tennessee Titans. Ultimately, though, this comes down to how bad the Las Vegas Raiders are and how horrible they are. When will Kenny Pickett start? I know he's kind of new to the offense because he only is there. He's only got traded there because Aiden O'Connell got traded. But I mean, when is, or sorry, got injured, excuse me, Aiden O'Connell. When is Kenny Pickett going to get his shot? Because, guys, Geno Smith's been the worst starting quarterback in the National Football League. Is that crazy to say? I don't believe it is. He's been the worst quarterback right now in the NFL. Your O-line's horrible, and sure, that in turn is why Geno's been so bad, but your O-line sucks. You can't block for Ashton Jeanty. Jeanty, again, gets, hit before he crosses the line of scrimmage. And then, that's how he rips off his big runs. He gets hit in the backfield and he keeps on moving. Geno's thrown 9 interceptions to 6 touchdowns. So again, 6 touchdowns, 9 picks. Ooh, don't like that. Brock Bowers is out again this week. So now you just got Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker and company and Michael Mayer. Yeah, you're in trouble. Raiders win week 1 in New England, which I don't know how they did considering the directions both those teams have gone. Patriots are 3-2, and now I'm thinking of potential playoffs for New England for the first time in a while, especially because of their schedule. Saints, Titans, Browns coming up. Yeah, Falcons. Yeah, I guess. And look what the Raiders have done since that game. Nothing but L's. It's a whole lot of L's. Chargers, 20-9 loss on Monday Night Football. Commanders, 41-24 loss on the road. Bears at home, you lose 25-24. Sure, Daniel Carlson has a chance to win the game at the end of the game, but obviously, field goal doesn't go through. And then last week, does it get worse than this? 40-6 to the Indianapolis Colts. And I get it, the Colts, can't believe I'm saying this. No, I've always believed in Indiana Jones, but go back to week 1. I was hyping up Indiana Jones with this offense. Losing 40-6 to anybody in the NFL Football League is horrible. 40-6, man. Ooh, the Colts are good, but by that much? Oh, man. This is brutal. The Raiders are horrible. And it goes to show when, Pete Carroll at the end of the game is being asked by reporters, hey, why is Geno Smith playing in the fourth quarter of a football game where you're down 30-plus points? And Pete Carroll says, we need reps. We need in-game looks. Sure, if that's a rookie quarterback, if that's the answer, I know a lot of people don't like Callahan over in Tennessee, but if that's an answer Tennessee gives about why Cam Ward's playing in a blowout, okay, I get it. Geno Smith is a 13-year veteran who's 34 years old. You need reps? I hate it, man. I hate it. It's getting to the point where I'm thinking, okay, Geno had his run. He was good in Seattle for a couple seasons. Obviously, right, you go from the Russell Wilson era, and now, okay, Geno's our guy. We let Russ go to Broncos country. Pete Carroll got his guy back in Vegas, but here's the thing. You gave him 3 years, so you have to commit to him. But, really, is Kenny Pickett worse than this guy? I don't know. Is that harsh? Maybe, but, has Kenny Pickett really been ever given an opportunity to succeed in a starting capacity outside of Pittsburgh? A spot where no quarterbacks really succeeded under Mike Tomlin ever, other than Ben Roethlisberger? I know he was a first-round pick, high expectation. I'm just saying, should Kenny Pickett get a shot? Maybe he should. I don't know. But the problem with the Raiders is you can't do it because you gave Geno Smith 3 years. Regardless of how bad this season goes, he needs to start every single game this year. And then next year, you're getting into territory like Kirk Cousins. Well, we have him for 2 more years, but a rookie quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, come save our franchise. Dante Moore, come save our franchise. Mendoza's much better than Dante Moore. Regardless, and I hope this video is going out during Indiana, Oregon. Hopefully that game's proven me right. Anyways, Titans plus 4.5. There's a problem with the Raiders. This is not about the Titans, I'm sorry. This is about how bad the Raiders are. Tennessee plus 4.5. Final best bet of the video. Come on now. Come on. Detroit Lions plus 125 of the money line. I don't want your 2.5 points. I don't want to buy a half point to get it to 3. I don't want it. The Detroit Lions are beating the Kansas City Chiefs. Undoubtedly, they are beating the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a ridiculous line. Plus 125 for Detroit. Are we dead ass? Are we serious? Do we remember the last time Detroit went to Kansas City? And, oh, by the way, the Lions were not what they are now back in week 1, 2023. And the Chiefs were much better back then in 2023. I mean, these were still the Super Bowl Chiefs. You have a 4-1 Lions team that has looked like the best team in the National Football League. Again, it's either them or Tampa. I think slightly I got to go to Detroit because their defense is better. Might be a spoiler of who I think is going to win next week, even though I love Tampa. It's going to be hard to pick against the Lions. But you get the 4-1 Lions, who look like the best team in the National Football League, against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are having their worst year in the Mahomes era, and are 2-3 with victories over, I guess the Giants win's going to age well, because Jackson Dart's a dog, and the Baltimore Ravens, who, you beat, but Lamar goes out in the third quarter. Again, Baltimore is going to lose regardless, but, oh boy. Why aren't the Lions favored, guys? Here's the thing. I'm very concerned this game is going to be rigged. I know that's a crazy thing to just come out on here. That's the feeling I'm getting with this line, is that Vegas knows something we don't, and the NFL, there's going to be a call. We cannot have the Kansas City Chiefs go 2-4. I mean, they're not going to lose next week. They're going to beat the Raiders. It's in Kansas City. But then the week after, Washington Monday Night Football, I don't know. In Buffalo, probably lose that game. Like, to me, if I'm looking at this from a non-rigged perspective, the Kansas City Chiefs, it's going to be crazy, they'll be 3-6 at the bye week in week 10. And hear me out, they'll go to Denver and lose, and Indiana Jones will go into Kansas City and beat them. They will be, in my opinion, they're going to be a 3-8 football team walking into Thanksgiving against the Dallas Cowboys. And dare I say, they lose to the Cowboys. Dare I say this is a 3-9 football team? They beat Houston 4-9. Chargers, you know what? I'll give you one against the Chargers. That's 5-9. Tennessee in the row, I'll give you that 6-9. I'll give you, you're not beating Denver on Christmas. No, it'll be rigged. 8-9. Calling it now. This is an 8-9 football team. Maybe, I'll be generous, I'll give you the Washington game too, maybe. 9-8. So that's what the Chiefs are staring down right now. The NFL is staring down their poster boy, whatever the hell. Mahomes and Kelsey, obviously, I guess retirement year for Travis Kelsey. Apparently, I don't know what goes on in the Taylor Swift world. I think she dropped a song about him that was like, I don't know. I think there was like, so I saw someone complaining that it's just about like her sex life or something. Now, I don't know what goes on in the Taylor Swift world. I mean, Kelsey's like boyfriend number 30. I guess actually they're married now, or they're going to be. So awesome. Good for Trav, I guess. Regardless. The NFL wants them to win, don't get me wrong. But they're just not that good anymore. Kelsey's not that good anymore. Mahomes, I'll give Mahomes credit. He's played well this year. Last 2 games he's played well. But, Chiefs aren't that good. They're not that good. So that's why I'm concerned here about the line. I see Chiefs are 2.5 point favorites. Yeah, the game's in Kansas City, but Detroit's good everywhere. I look at that line, I'm like, am I missing something here? I have a weird feeling this game's going to be rigged. Just like how when Lawrence threw the interception on Monday Night Football, it's an obvious defensive pass interference. They didn't call it. Mahomes' touchdown, they call, a pick, an offensive pass interference on the play. Mahomes talks to the referee, and they're like, Patrick knows to pick it up. Oh, yeah, we're going to pick it up. We're going to wave off the flag. I don't know. I have a weird feeling this game is going to be very horribly officiated. But you know what? We're going to go down with the ship with the Lions if it happens. Detroit Lions money line plus 125. This is the best team in the National Football League. They are on a straight collision course. I think that's the right way to put it. They are on a damn mission to go to the Super Bowl this year. Okay? After what happened last year and the upset that happened with the Washington Commanders, this team is looking one way and one way only, and that's the Super Bowl. And now, after, guys, the Eagles are so beatable. I mean, the clear favorites, I don't want to call them clear favorites, but at least the team that everyone thought was the best team in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles, after they just lost to the New York Football Giants, and I like me some Jackson Dart, but come on now. After that team's fallen, and the Commanders, I think, are gonna win that division. Yeah. Who's the favorite in the NFC? It's the Detroit Lions. I've been saying their difficult schedule is only going to help them. Jared Goff is an elite quarterback in football. He's a top 5 quarterback in football, and he's going to beat Mahomes again. Mahomes doesn't beat Jared Goff. He doesn't do it. I think, has he ever beaten Goff? I don't think he has. Goff beat him in LA. Goff's beat him as a Lion, and he's going to do it again. Give me Jared Goff, who is the model of consistency in the National Football League. When it's all said and done, guys, Jared Goff's going to be a top 10 quarterback in the game. And don't just look at me like I'm crazy. Don't take my word for it. Look at the stats and look at where Jared Goff is in terms of a historical standpoint. That's all I'm saying. Give me the Detroit Lions to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, plus 125 on the money line for Detroit. They got too many weapons. Goff, Amon-Ra, Laporta, Gibbs, Montgomery, Jameson Williams, Isaac Tesla. There's too many guys, and they're not injured this year. This is their year. Detroit Lions money line plus 125 to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Folks, thank y'all for watching our NFL Best Bets here for week number 6. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back next week for week number 7 Best Bets and predictions, and later today for our 5 best player props for week number 6 as well. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.